everybody, welcome to the Hacienda. Rivet here. Today we're making something from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's the Kudigi sandwich. There are a lot of Italian immigrants from the turn of the last century that settled up there, and this is a well-known specialty for the Upper Peninsula, and it has roots from the Italian immigrants. Now, the people in the Upper Peninsula call themselves Yoopers because of the letters U and P, and they're known as Yoopers. This sandwich, the Cudighi, which we're making, is a delicacy and everywhere in the Upper Peninsula. It is almost unknown in the lower part of Michigan. I never heard of the sandwich till about 2 weeks ago, but it is delightful, and I'll tell you more about it as we get it ready. We got 1 pound of burger here from the processor, coarse ground, 2 pounds of Graziano Brothers Italian sausage. We got 1 generous teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon each of cinnamon and allspice, 1 tablespoon each of salt and black pepper, and we're going to marinate it in some tawny porto. You can use marsala or sherry if you want. I just happen to get that. So we got the burger and the sausage in a bowl, and now we're going to add the nutmeg, the allspice, and the cinnamon. Now this is signature and unique to the sandwich, and you have to have these supposedly sweet spices that make this sandwich unique. Now you can add red pepper flakes to it, but I think this Graziano sausage is medium hot, so I'm going to skip that. Now all we got to do is blend this together. Oh, before we do though, I forgot. We're going to add some port, because we're going to marinate this meat overnight. So we're going to go and add about that much. I think it's half a cup. And let's mix it together. And here we go. We've got this hand mixed very well. The addition of the port or the wine gives the meat a pasty consistency, and that's exactly what you want, because it's going to make the patties easier to form tomorrow, because we're going to cover it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge overnight to marinate. Now we're going to make the sauce for the sandwich. Now I'll let you know that there are as many variants on the Kudigi sandwich as there are Italian grandmothers, okay? Every town, every family has their different variations. And in my research, the original Kudigi sandwiches, you had the meat, were served with chopped raw onion and ketchup and mustard. That was it. Back in the 20s. So over the years, it's developed, and they use pizza sauce, marinara sauce, some variants. So I'm going to make some here. Now I have drained and chopped that jar of fire roasted red peppers, and to that we're going to add it to the sauce. Now we got it on medium-high heat, and to that we're going to add 12 ounces of Chianti wine that I put in the jar to get all the remaining tomato sauce out. Alright, so we've been simmering this really low for about an hour, and it's reduced by half. Alright, so now through the miracle of time, it is tomorrow. And the meat has marinated well, the sauce is ready, we're going to reheat it, and now we are going to make the topping for the sandwich. We're going to saute a sweet onion, some Cuban peppers, red bell peppers, mushrooms, and a little bit of olive oil. In a hot pan over medium-high and some olive oil, we're going to put about half a pound of Cheater's mushrooms, pre-sliced, and the fresh veggies and onions. And let's cook them down. As they're cooking down, we're going to add some sea salt to that. And once these delicious vegetables are done, we're going to set them aside until the sandwich is ready. So we formed the Kudigi patty, and we're cooking it over medium heat. And I tried to shape it in the size of the roll, but it looks like it's shrinking a bit. But anyway, it smells fantastic. I had my doubts because, you know, I don't like cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice. But this stuff, yeah, man, I'm telling you, more than some of its parts. Now, we just flipped this baby over, and I'm going to tell you, one of the signature things about the Kudigi is that the meat has to be crispy on the outside. You don't eat this medium rare or soft. It's crispy, crunchy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Let's keep cooking. You'll notice also that that's a fairly thick patty. That is another signature of the Kudigi sandwich, is they're generous with the meat. It's very cold up there in the Upper Peninsula, and they like their meat. Once the juices start running clear, you know it's about done. But we're not done. We got to add the mozzarella. And this is signature for the modern day Kudigi. Yeah, the original Kudigis back in the 1920s did not have moz. It was just mustard, raw onion, and the meat on a bun. That was it. And over the years, they've developed and improved. And again, there's about as many variants of this as there are Italian nonnas in the Upper Peninsula. That cheese is melted. Let's build the sandwich. And boy, does that smell good. All right, first things first, gotta have toasted bread for a proper Kudigi. Generous amount of that marinara sauce. Then the cheesy meat. Yum. Followed by the vegetables. Let's cap it up. And here we go. The Kudigi sandwich from the Upper Peninsula, the Yoopers. That is a serious sandwich. Let's cut it open and look at it. There you go, people. Cut open Kudigi sandwich. My goodness. That's a serious meal. I gotta admit, I had my doubts. I told you because I don't really like those spices, but that smells delightful. Let's bite it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to grab this guy over here. Oh, look at this monstrosity. Mmm. Mmm. Okay. That meat is stupendous. Wow. First off, that Graziano sausage is delightful. It's from an outfit out of Des Moines, Iowa. Been around since 1912, making their own sausage. We can get it easily over here because Iowa borders the northern part of our state. But you can order it online. I'm going to put the link below. That's good stuff. Mixing it with the beef gave it a richness, not just pork sausage. It gave it a depth of flavor. And of course the cheese and the vegetables on top. What's there not to like? That is a serious sandwich. Takes a lot of work, not gonna lie. Got to marinate the meat overnight. But definitely worth it. And I got plenty more, so I'm gonna form patties, individually wrap them and freeze them. And that way I can pull a Kudigi out anytime I want. This is delicious.